Hello everybody, happy Friday, hope you're doing very well, and today we're going to be hopefully looking at a very cool and interesting football shirt. However, I do have a confession to sort of begin the video with. The parcel looks like this, and no, it's not because the postman got a little bit carried away and wanted to see what was inside. It was actually me who did this. So last week I did the video for the Fiorentina shirt, which arrived in a box and was very fancy. I kind of thought that this was the parcel, so I obviously started doing the video, the usual thing, started opening it up, and then realised, oh hang on a minute, this isn't the Fiorentina shirt, this is something else. So I haven't actually seen the shirt yet, but I have started opening it, so I've saved a little bit of time, so let's just get that out of the way. I also pulled this off here, but it wasn't until I sort of did this part that I went, oh yeah, that's totally not the Fiorentina shirt, but it will make sense as to why I got a little bit confused, hopefully. So here it is. At that point, I realised that that was not going to be the one I was planning on doing the video. I thought to myself, shall I continue? But the introduction wouldn't have made no sense. So here we are. So it is another box shirt. It is beautiful. And I'm very excited to see what it's like in person. So it's quite very heavy duty, which is what I would hope, because it was not a cheap football shirt. In fact, for the sake of this video, it is the most expensive football shirt in my collection. Until a few more videos come in the future. A little bit on the side. I reckon this will be a little bit more obvious now. You've seen that, but maybe the front would have been obvious also. Let's get this open. Looks like it's going to slide that way. Okay. Wow. Okay. I mean, I won't deny that is a very high quality box. There we go. So we've got the detailing on the front. Is anybody familiar with these two logos? That one we'll be more familiar with, of course, as a football shirts and football enthusiasts. That is a Puma crest. But who is familiar with this one here? Or at least that part there. If you're a fashionista, maybe a little bit for yourself. So let's get it open. If I do it like this, are you going to be able to see it? Ooh, I've already felt something drop. Okay then, so this is some sort of silica gel, so it keeps it all nice. Okay then, so what's it saying there? I support sport for change. How wonderful. We have a 63. 63, what was so significant about 63? And then we have some more logos of the sort of three companies that have teamed up to make this one. All right, then let's get this open up. First time seeing this. Ta-da! What is that? Very cool. Let's get it out of here. We've got a lot of... Okay then, right then. So we'll put that down there. And then we have some of this. And that's cardboard. Right, there we go. Let's go. So, let's start with the rear of the shirt. The shirt we saw on Tuesday was the most plain shirt possible. Now we have some serious effort and design. Whether it's going to be something you're going to like, that'll be for you to decide. So on the back there, we have a little bit of a crest. And then we have the same logos going on there. It's a traditional black down to a green at the bottom there. It's not until the very bottom where you see the green. And if we bring it round to the front, here it is. There we go. So it's a continuation of that colour scheme. However, we've got the logos now, which are mainly in a sort of, I don't know, like a yellow, closer to an orange, maybe a gold, possibly, depending on your perspective. We have the Puma, and then we also have the club crest, which you'll be very familiar with, though it is slightly different in the styling. There's a little bit of text across the front there, which has been a little bit of an interesting response from the people. We have the tags up here. We have the tags down here, which will make more sense when I explain to you a little bit about this collaborative shirt. And then also we have some detailing on the inside of the neck, which is kind of replica of what is on the box. So I'm going to carefully put this on the mannequin. and kind of hit you up with a little bit about the shirt. I suspect most of you will have already seen this one because it definitely did the rounds online, but if not, I'm here to help. Okie dokie then, so there is the shirt, and I personally am very, very happy with this one. I think it looks really, really good. The club, of course, is Milan. If you weren't able to grasp that from all of the sort of things I've shown you, then shame on you. And it's their fourth shirt from this season, 24-25, released maybe about a month or so ago. And it is a collaborative effort between the club, Puma, and Off-White. Yes, the sort of rather expensive clothing, accessories, shoe brand, which, to be honest, I personally quite like their stuff. I've never owned anything because it is quite pricey. Ironically, this is probably the cheapest thing that they've ever released. And then ironically, again, Inception, this is the most expensive shirt in my collection. It cost me £160, no more, no less, that I picked it up from Kitbag. Yes, and as far as I can tell, they sold out very, very quickly. They did also have a version that didn't arrive in a box and doesn't have the player spec. I can't remember the price, £80-90. Still quite expensive, but it is a special edition shirt. There's generally usually a premium associated with that, and as far as I can tell, again, they all sold out. So regardless of the price, they are selling them and people are buying them. We have to be careful though, because maybe next season they go £180. £200, and it's people like me who are just blindly buying them that are maybe causing that inflation. So we need to be careful of that. Just be conscious of that. I won't mention the history and the sort of league stuff for Milan. We know what that is, and specifically this season because they're not having a great season. So the Milan fans will be probably pleased I haven't brought that up. Oh wait, I have just done that. What a shame. It is a Puma shirt, which is always an interesting start because they either do great things, terrible things, or absolutely mental things. To be honest, this shirt probably ticks off all three of those at the same time. And yeah, it's not too bad. When it was released, there was a mixed response, shall we say. Some people were saying it was amazing, innovative, beautiful, artistic. And then other people were saying it was a travesty, it was an abomination, and it should never have been released to the public. And yeah, I can totally understand why people would say that. Apparently, it was inspired by the 1963 European Cup winning shirt. Not really sure where that comes from, to be honest, but it does have similar collars and cuffs, though the colours are the other way around, maybe. And also, it does say 63 on the inside of the neck, and it mentions it on the box. So you know that's all you need for reference, and you can say, boom, it's a connection. Personally, I just think this is just its own football shirt. It is what it is. You've got the club crest, and it says Diavoli or Diavoli, which is, of course, Devils, the Devils, which is one of the nicknames of the club. This part specifically was quite a bit of an outrage from the fans because they're saying, why are you covering the crest? I mean, at least they're doing it with something to do with the club. If they put Off-White across there, then I can understand it. But this is what sort of fashion does. They create a sense of outrage to then create sort of people clicking on it and spreading it and awareness, and then it results in people buying it, and that's what's happened, clearly. So it's an interesting one, that is. It is a shirt they have worn. They actually wore this game in a match against Hellas Verona, which they actually did win 1-0. And I think at that point, when people started to see it on pitch and associate it less with fashion and all the sort of the marketing that they released, and actually to do with football, they went, you know what, it actually looks quite decent on the pitch in action, and I'd say so. I mean, I'll be honest, Milan has some very fashionable, trendy players, so it looks good on some of them. Some of the people, it might not have done so, but it certainly helps. They also released a red version of this, so it was red from the top going down to the green, which I personally was not that overstruck on. I went for the black one just because I think it looks better. That's my own personal point of view. And when they wore the red version, it was a match against Lazio, the club actually lost. So at the very least, I picked the one where Milan won. So going forwards, they might remember this one a little bit more fondly than the one they lost a game in. So this actually is not the first Milan shirt in my collection. Probably not a surprise. I have this one right here, which is an away shirt from 14-15, if I remember correctly. And you know what? This is actually, it's a really, really nice shirt. So Milan have released some pretty cool stuff over the years. They've done actually quite a few different special shirts with other sort of fashion brands, which I quite like that sort of thing. And there have been some interesting designs. I've kind of liked them all, but I've always thought this one was better. It's an off-white How ironic. Off-white. It's an off-white colour. It's kind of not too dissimilar to the Chelsea cream. That's the away shirt this season, though this is more white than that one. And it also has an alternative crest, which was released. I think they just released a new sort of complex training ground or something where they did it to sort of celebrate that. You got these subtle lines going across. You got the cooler, and I think this is just a really, really smart shirt. I actually got this for $44.99, so this wasn't actually a cheap shirt for when I bought it. It's probably, again, 10 years old, but it's still brand new with tags. It's still in perfect condition. Probably get a good bit of money for it. Probably certainly pay a good contribution towards what I've done for that one. But to be honest, I think this one is definitely going to take its place in the collection. Of course, it comes with that box. Very, very well put together box. Sturdy enough. And that's kind of it, really. It's definitely one of those where it's been a conversational piece in the collection. I just want to know now what your thoughts are. Do you think it's cool? Do you think it's just unnecessary? Do you think that they need to be focusing on other things, mainly how they perform on the pitch? But this is kind of how you reach a wider market. It seems like this is what football's slowly becoming, whether it's going to be a permanent fixture or whether it's just a temporary thing. I personally have got quite a few shirts in my collections now, which are sort of collaborations as they're trying to increase the brand awareness, and who knows where it's going to lead to in the future. I suspect there'll be a few people thinking, no, it's not for me, too much for me, but there'll be a few of you I can trust that will be on my page, maybe. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's been an interesting one, and I shall see you maybe Tuesday, maybe Friday. Anyway, I hope you have a great weekend ahead, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.